Good evening, friends. Merry Christmas, a belated Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Welcome to the 12th annual Winter Holiday live stream. Holy cow. Can you hear me okay? I have my set up a little different tonight, but I thought I would kind of get us into the holiday mood here a little bit and drop a Christmas cat on you. Because everybody needs a Christmas cat. And I figured I would just have a little fun with all of that. It is a lovely winter evening here. The moon is not quite up here like this, but if you can imagine it that way, I hope that you are home and keeping warm by the fire. And that's a pretty lovely one right there, too, from my parents' house. And, of course, we have to be ready for the holiday season. So that means the gratitudes, the joy, the remembrances, all of it. It is lovely to have you here. It's lovely to even have this silly thing here, too. And I am so delighted that you are here in my home tonight for the 12th annual. How very cool this is. Ta-da! Welcome. The Christmas tree is decorated appropriately for a wild kitten. Things are a little different around here this year. Things are different for everybody here this year, aren't they? Hi, Mama. I'm glad you're here. Don't worry, you'll see me soon enough. I've been hiding behind all those screens because people get tired of looking at me and my guitars after a little while. But the Thanksgiving cactus are still in bloom back there, so I thought I would show them off a little bit. And I am just absolutely warm to the heart to be able to share music with you in whatever way we can do it safely these days. My neighbors are here. It was great to actually see Lillian and Michael in person this morning in the real world. I enjoyed that very much. Arnie, it's wonderful to see you here. Chris, my dear friend. Laura, to all of you friends, family alike, to your good health and better company. I wish that I could see you like you can see me. I've put together quite a challenging show for me tonight, and I thought that I would start off with a little something for those of you who sort of need to get into the Christmas spirit a little bit. This is never before seen footage, at least by anyone outside of my family, but it was from a very early Christmas in my life. That is me with my cousin wailing away because this whole Christmas thing was really weird. And I'm sure my mom is getting a big kick out of this right now. I do believe this was me at a year and a half old or something. And we are at my grandmother's house. And I always think of my grandmother at the holidays. There she is giving me a little something to nibble on and quiet me down. And apparently back in those days we didn't worry about kid-proofing our pantry all that much. So there I am messing around in Grandma's kitchen. So it seems only fitting to kind of get into the holiday mood. And I'm hoping that my guitar sounds actually like a guitar tonight because none of them are particularly cheap. I love them all and I want them all to sound good. Now, I do want to start off tonight with a mind towards and a heart towards Kentucky and Tennessee and Missouri and Arkansas and what happened there last night, 2 nights ago. For those of you who've been with me many times on these shows, you know my friends Peggy and Bill like to tune in, and they live in Murray, Kentucky. Murray is all of about 25 miles southeast of the town of Mayfield, which has been pretty much erased from the map as of those tornadoes. I'm happy to report that Peggy and Bill are fine. They got their power and their heat back just a little while ago, but they probably will not get the internet back to tune in tonight. But at this time of year, life in Tornado Alley gets challenging, and I kind of think sometimes that life in the heartland always is just a step away from being a little challenging. So, for all of you who've been in harm's way, this is for you tonight. Welcome to my neighborhood. Sorry things don't look so good. It seems the bottom falls out like each last one did. We harvest wheat, cotton, corn, and oil, coax all we can from deep, dark soil. It seems each year it's debt and toil. That's what grows best. In these hard times in the heartland would try the soul of any man. It's hard to think the best we can ain't enough to make a stand. Hold back hard times in the heartland. When I was young, dreamed I'd hop a freight, float on down New Orleans way. Guess roots grow deep just like they say as years flow by. Birds flock through each fall and spring. I wonder what I'd see if I had wings. I hope each day brings better things. Wave way up high. 'Cause these hard times in the heartland would try the soul of any man. It's hard to think the best we can ain't enough to make a stand. Hold back hard times in the heartland. Hold the water out, but can't hold back the flooding doubt. The river knows the one-way route, and she don't come back. And highway crews plant pavement ribbons in the fields. The plow yields to endless wheels. Once our kids find that road, this town's good as gone. 'Cause these hard times in the heartland would try the soul of any man. It's hard to think the best we can ain't enough to make a stand. Hold back hard times in the heartland. In the heartland. In the heartland. That's for all of those folks out there in harm's way, out in the Mississippi and Ohio River valleys tonight. May you find shelter and grace and all that you need from your neighbors in this hour of your need soon. A heck of a time to be going through something like that. It is lovely to see y'all. There are friends old and dear here tonight. There are friends new and maybe even people who have never heard me before who are thinking to themselves, what am I doing in this dude's make-a-living room by his Christmas tree? And to you, I extend a special welcome because you didn't know what you were getting yourself in for and you came anyway. It is absolutely lovely to have you here tonight. I know where a whole lot of you are checking in from. If you would like to get in on the chat and you're wondering how to do it, here's all you got to do. If you have a Gmail account or a Google account or a YouTube account, you just log in and then you should be able to hop in and say hello to people from across the country tonight, because we have people here from across the country tonight and it's fabulous. I can fit all of you in my living room and more. I'm hoping that the sound is good, that the guitar and the voice are balanced okay. And if they're not, I'm trusting some of you people to tell me, because you know what you're talking about, and it's an easy fix. It's like a twist of the microphone, you know, kind of not too much to it. So I'm going to play one from my second CD, Where This River Runs. I'm going to stay hydrated tonight to the best of my ability, too, as well we should this time of year. I see my dear old friend Sherry is here tonight. What a treat. Will is here. Lovely. And Mel and Mark is here. And Brian is here too. Great. So I've got neighbors here and I got people here from across the country. And that's just how a holiday thing should go. Community gathered around the chat room, I guess, because it's better than nothing by a whole lot. Was a summer of 30, that broad river valley, where two kids fell right into love. Sarah Jean's dad's bank failed, and James' farm went for sale, but those kids found good in hard times. Dance at the Grange Hall when they heard a band call a Virginia waltz lilting tune. Slipped into the night air, two shadows without care, bathed in the light of a Shenandoah moon. In 42 the Great War came. James signed up his name to stare in hell's face on the line. While the lovers were apart, he broke his purple heart and came home the shell of a man. Parades and nightmares a young warrior must bear, but Sarah Jean had healing hands. And out on the porch swing, two lovers hands holding, and that river she sings under a Shenandoah moon. And 3 children later, 8 grandkids greater. It's funny how time flows on by. Survived the tornado and all the hardship they'd known. In 50 years, how strong love had grown. On Sarah Jean's deathbed, no tears, smiles instead. By morning she'd see James again. Like corn in July heat, each taste so sweet, but all good things meet their earthly end. And that band of angels plays an old Virginia kids twirl through eternity, through heavenly meadows, that gentle river flows, and two smiling faces shine from a Shenandoah moon, a Shenandoah moon. How lovely to see Betsy waltz on in to a song from the album that she sang harmonies on. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. Glad you are here. Fantastic. And Debbie's here. Okay, Pittsburgh. It's great to see y'all representing too. Nice. Martha, I'm raising the last glass of what you and Brian helped us crack open last night. Cheers to everyone, to all of us. There's an old Irish toast. We often say sláinte because it's, sort of the thing that goes along with Guinness. But I'm going to try to pronounce this properly in Gaelic. Gu Mermid Bio Eg Un Am Sha Arish. And it's loosely translated, may we all be alive at this time next year. I can't think of a better toast. May we indeed make that a goal. So I've got all kinds of things to make me nervous here tonight. Not you. You folks don't make me nervous. It's the things that I've planned for you that make me nervous. Because I don't like to do the same thing from one show to the next. And, with live streaming, it's like, well, some people have seen a lot of my live streams, and every now and then I'm going to do the same song more than once too. And, it's just... I always am thinking to myself, well, what can I do that's new and different, or that's something that they haven't heard for a while and that they'll tolerate and I can actually execute to some reasonable degree of grace. And I have a few of those things lined up tonight that I'm going to try and some of it's pretty radical. So I'm really glad you're here. But now would be an excellent time if you would like to help me out with a lifelong career goal, which is to be less of a well-kept secret. I would greatly appreciate it if you'd hit your Facebook or Twitter or even a quick email to let people know we're here, what we're doing. For those of you who are so moved, the donations link is up there at the top of the chat, and I'm grateful. I have been off the road for way too long. I'm actually going to be playing first night in Winchester here in Virginia, and I am thrilled to actually be standing in front of an audience in 3D. Elkhart, Indiana in the house. Annette and Terry, it's lovely to see y'all here too. Thank you. Wonderful to have you here. Come on in, come on in. Is that my cousin Eileen from Northern Ireland? Well, now we've gone truly international, and I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to sing you a song that I know Chris Nicholson is going to be happy that I do, because I don't do it very often, and it's lots of fun to do, and y'all can sing along at home too. That's all fine, well and good. Nobody has said anything about the guitar is too loud or not loud enough, so I'm assuming that everything is going along reasonably smoothly, but don't let a guy hang out here in space if it sounds like crap, all right? Anybody who wants to chime in and let me know how it's going, that would be greatly appreciated. Fox went out on a chilly night, prayed to the moon to give him light. He had many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Town, oh, many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. He ran till he came to the great big pen. The ducks and the geese were kept therein. A couple of you's gonna grace my chin before I leave this town. town, oh, couple of you gonna grace my chin before I leave this town. He grabbed the gray goose by the neck, tossed a duck upon his back. He didn't mind a quack, 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 and the legs all dangling down. Down, oh, quack, quack, legs all dangling down. Old Mother Flapjack leaped out of bed, ran to the window and cocked her head. She said, John, the goose is gone and dead, and the fox is on the town. Town, oh, John, the goose is gone and the fox is on the town. Old Johnny ran to the top of the hill, blew his horn both loud and shrill. The fox, he said, I best flee with my kill, they'll soon be on my trail. Trail, oh, the fox, he said, I best flee with my kill, they'll soon be on my trail. He ran till he came to his great big den. There was the little ones, 8, 9, 10. Daddy, best to go back again. It must have been a mighty fine town. Town, oh, Daddy, best to go back again. It must have been a mighty fine town. So the fox and his wife, without any strife, sliced that goose with a carving knife. They never had such a feast in their life, and the little ones crunched the bones. Bones, oh, they never had such a feast in their life, and the little ones crunched the bones. The fox went out on a chilly night, prayed to the moon to give him light. He had many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Town, oh, many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. Many a mile to go that night before he reached the town. All right. I wish I could lay claim to it, Amy, but no, it's not a dang varmint's tune, believe it or not. That's an old folk song. Funny story to that. I met my dad's high school girlfriend at one of my shows down here many, many years ago. She lives over in Prince William County. My parents live in Connecticut. My dad and her dated until she went off to college, and then they just kind of did their thing, parted ways, and so I met her, and it was kind of weird that this lady who could have wound up being my mom, and so I met her after the show. She came up and introduced herself, and she said when we were dating, your dad would come over to pick me up, and I'd have to finish my chores. So he would sit there and he'd play his guitar while I was finishing ironing or whatever, and he used to play this delightful little song about a fox. So it's kind of funny that my dad knew that song in an entirely different context, and I've hardly ever heard my dad play guitar. Laura, bless your heart for being here, dear friend. It's great to see you as long as you could stay. Much love to you. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all of the best to you for the whole rest of the holiday season. Cheers. So we have our own holiday sorts of traditions here that, aside from this vidcast, which happened because of a blizzard 11 years ago, and I've sort of grown to appreciate things that I find out were traditions of long ago too. And of course, some of you know, and some of you live here in our historic little village, and Lincoln is a sort of odd place. It's sort of a little bit stuck in time and a little bit, being jammed into the 21st century faster than we want to go. But one of the traditions here has been that we gather a few days before Christmas, and we go door to door and knock on the doors, and all the kids belt out Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or whatever else at the top of their lungs and race off to the next house. And the really cool neighbors put out adult beverages as well as hot chocolate for the kids. But it's this really cool, sort of feels old school, like 100 years ago sort of thing to do. And then we post pictures of it on our Facebook page. And we are going to gather and do it not door to door this year, but at least in the center of our little village, at the Quaker meeting parking lot, and have our bonfire and have our hot cocoa, and most of all have each other. So that's a little glimmer of life here in my little town. They close our road on the 4th of July for the kids to ride by, with streamers on their bikes, red, blue, and white. Let the judges decide. Bring a dish to share, your favorite folding chair. Try to stay cool. We read the famous words just like we've heard since we were kids at school. In my little town, renamed for Honest Abe, somehow it became where I put roots down. Graveyard stones hide more than bones in a red clay ground. These sunken gravel roads wind back in time and slowly disappear. The last dairy farm keeps holding on another year. In my little town, in my little town, when the fire breaks out, when the roof caves in, when the snow's piled high, times are worse they've been. The progress of the present brings the future crashing down. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to blink and miss our little town. The holiday lights, cold winter nights, herald angels sing. Door to door, just like the year before, firelight caroling. And we pray that it lasts, cherishing our past until it's gone. Where neighbors still wave, stories we still save to pass on down. In my little town, in my little town, when the fire breaks out, when a roof caves in, when the snow's piled high, times are worse they've been. The progress of the present brings the future crashing down. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to blink and miss our little town. A world of change swirls around our little town. And thank you, all of you, for spending a little of your holiday season here in Little Lincoln with us tonight. I can think of at least 3 or 4 neighbors who are in here joining in the fun from home, right around the corner. Cross the graveyard that way, cross the graveyard that way. I know Lillian and Michael are here, and Michael played the most beautiful bass on that whole record, Treasures in My Chest. So it's super fun to... Of course, I see every time somebody pops up in the chat room, I see your face, even though I don't. I see you in my imagination, and it's lovely to get to think of each and every one of you as you drop in and say hello. Hopefully you are enjoying yourself. I'd like to think this is better than, like, I don't know, watching reruns on TV or something. It should be, at the least. Before I do the next handful of tunes, and I have a batch of them, it would probably be a good idea to let you know, because everybody's talking about how hard it is to order things online and all of that stuff these days, and the supply chain and all of this other stuff. I can tell you that it's a very about 150-yard walk up to the post office, direct from the artist. I will mail it to you. I will sign it for you. I will do whatever we need to do. I'm happy to make it happen for you, and you can say that you got something sort of unique and directly from the artist and all that. So if you're having holiday shopping issues, please do drop by the website and let me help. I would be delighted to help you out with all of that. So enough of the commercial announcements. I will say this, though. One of those CDs turned 20 this year. 20. It's hard to imagine that I've been recording since 1995, but there it all is. And in fact, it turns out, as you'll learn a little later, I actually started recording in 1989. More about that in a bit. So when I wrote this song a long time ago for a very dear friend, I was sort of playing on words, because it was at a time when we were young. We were 22, and I sort of offhandedly threw a reference to get to 2022, the year. And I realized it just a few days ago, and I thought to myself, my goodness, it's almost that. We've made it this far. This is for you, Cher. Didn't know how to love you, did not know how to touch, and I never would have dreamed I'd ever learn so much. But I couldn't quiet your demons, could not survive your doubt. That battle taught us both what all the fighting was about. We are old friends now, the best we can do. Come a long way somehow since we were 22. Seems so long behind me, left that bobbing in my wake, that still floats in my memories with all my big mistakes. I never will regret you, and I never will forget the part of you that comes along with everything I am. We are old friends now, doing the best we can do. Come a long way somehow since we were 22. Phone calls and letters run like threads through the years. The tapestry they weave is one that I hold dear. 20 years into our future, and our hair's all gone gray. We've both acquired a little bit of wisdom on the way, like what faith, hope, and love are, pure ringing tones of truth. I've never lost those lessons you taught me in my youth. We are old friends now, best we could do. Come a long way somehow since we were 22. Get to 2022 since we were 22. Remembered every bit of it. Thank you so much, friends. It is lovely to have you here tonight. I've got all kinds of things cooked up for tonight. If you didn't see it, we were sort of over the weekend. I had a rare these days creative outburst, and I finally got around to making a lyric video for this next song. And I've been told a bazillion times that you should have lyric videos for this and that and the other thing. And yes, there are lots and lots and lots of things that I should do. Lots of things that I should do, and I will get to them someday. But I was thinking about this a lot this last couple of weeks, and I really wanted to get it done. And so I was remembering lots of stuff. And there's actually another slide I want down here. It's been a really hard year. It's been a really hard couple of years, and I know I'm not the only one. I know we've all been through an awful lot of hard stuff, and over these last couple of years, we've really we've lost a lot, and maybe we've learned something too. And unfortunately, we're having a hard time getting across the divide to each other. There's nothing like loss to remind you what's important, and there are a handful of people in my world who are missing this year, and I'm really not very. There's not much I can do about it. But this is my dear old friend Matt Turkovich. Turk was our sound man with Nor'easter. He's from the hills of northwestern West Virginia, and we lost him to a lot of health struggles this past year. He passed away in August, and it's super sad for all kinds of reasons, but especially since we've been working on the recording that he helped do back in the 1980s, and I was hoping that I'd be able to give it to him when we were done, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But Turk is fondly remembered, as is this fella. That's Sean Kelly, my touring bass partner out on the West Coast with our friend Eva. And if Eva is here tonight, I picked this one out especially for you, dear, because this is in her hometown of Placerville, California, after we had done a show that she helped put together. Sean lived for 14 years with multiple myeloma, and it wasn't even what took him from us this summer. He's always been at risk of infection, and finally sepsis got him. And we made so much beautiful music and had so many laughs together. I miss him like a brother from another mother. And finally, the whole reason that this album of Treasures in My Chest happened in large part was because of my great Aunt Muriel. My grandmother kept my dad's family history, and my great Aunt Muriel kept Mom's family history. She was Irish to the core, to say the least. And she handed down an awful lot of things that I've been able to go back and look through and learn from. And in fact, it was because of what I knew about our Irish family roots that painting hangs up on the wall here, courtesy of a cousin who lives near County Carlow, where our Ryan family was from. I have a special fondness for Ireland and the people of Ireland, and in particular the family that still live in Ireland, some of whom are peeking in at us tonight. So along with all of the fun of having you here and the joy of having you here, this is an evening for me of gratitude and of remembrance too. So with that, I toasted all of those who weren't, who are here now, and that we are all able to do this again next year. But this is to those who have not made it here with us, how deeply they are missed and how dearly they are missed. A dram to them in remembrance. and a dram to the holidays. Y'all can sing along at home now. Flickering candle, cold window glass, brave and small in the dark. It's beamed like a lighthouse on winter shores. Guide me safe home in its glow. The wee ones a slumber deep in their beds, tucked close in a room much too small. Their dreams burn brightly, far more than they should, have reason enough to believe. Lord, give them a reason to believe. Raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past, and hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays again. They come home off the water and home from the mines, with worried lines worn in their souls. And outside the revelers filling the square, voices raise hymns up on high, proclaiming that Christmas is nigh. So raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past, and hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays again. Longest of nights gives way to the dawn. Its radiance christens the sea. There's sweets in the oven, a log on the fire, and an angel rests high on the tree. Blessed angel, keep watch over me. So raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays. Raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays. and to you, dear family and friends, to your good health, to a better year to come. So the chat room has gotten mighty quiet in there. It would be great to know that actually the stream is still live. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's the internet, it's YouTube, it's Sunday night. I mean, what could happen? Anything can and will. So, and thank you, by the way. My phone is lighting up over here that people are doing the Venmo thing and the PayPal thing, and I greatly appreciate it. I can't even believe that I have managed to be off the road this long and that we're not living under an underpass. And you have a lot to do with that, and I am deeply grateful for it. I thank you for that. I'm trying to give you an entire tour's worth of good all in one 1 hour and a half show. I know that I'm not the only one who wakes up in the middle of the night sometimes with those racing brain thoughts. I think that melatonin is probably somewhat responsible for it too. But it's really one of those times when you feel like the entire world is out there and you are all on your own. I call it the hour of darkness. And for those who, like me, suffer at this time of year with the onset of these long nights and the short days, know that you are not alone. This is called Hour of Darkness. In my hour of darkness, before the morning light, that's when the demons stalk me in the dying night. For all their rage and anger, fuel flame in my fear, drive a man to desperation from the doubt that he hears, and I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust from my hand. The showdown approaches, a high noon desert sun. On the barren plains of truth, ain't nowhere to run. Say, if a man should wander long enough in the heat, and he survives the solitude, his soul he'll meet. And I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust from my hand. The final hour is upon me, as twilight claims the sky. To darkness I surrender, for no peace I'll find. So dig my grave gently upon a tall tree hill. Though my body's lost the battle, no, my soul never will. And I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust Hour of Darkness from Something Worth Standing For. I really did pick out one song from every album tonight because some of you were there when I made the first one. And that is a really lovely, cool thing. Especially Debbie and Clint and Amy and Steven and Betsy, that you have been here with me for so long. And of course, my mom has tolerated my music from the day when I first learned how to play an E chord and move it up and down the neck and call it a song. Yeah, Mom, thanks for all that you put up with. To get me to this point, I guess it was worth it in the end, but those early days had to be rough. So, this is one from the first CD. And I want it to be in tune because you deserve in tune. Each and every one of you deserves in tune. And of course, for any of you who play guitar, here's your public service announcement. It is the season. Where is that tuner? That one. That's the one I want. It is the season when we have to start putting our humidifiers in our guitar, your little wet sponge in a Ziploc bag, all of that stuff. Betsy, I will tell you right now, I am due to be at the Vanilla Bean. They're doing shows once a month on Saturdays. And it's April, and I want to say it's the last Saturday in April, like the 26th or something like that. So you can go ahead and mark your calendar for that right now. I think it's even on the website already. Whatever date it is, it's on the website, as are all things that I'm up to. At least when I'm actually staying on top of anything in my life. The website is usually, at least the tour calendar is reasonably up to date. And maybe you'll sing this one with me, Bets. Won't you marry me? We could run like the devil into the deep blue sea. We could mix and mingle. We could dance in time. Oh, Chevrolet, won't you be mine? Don't mind the big muddy, but I'm working on it too. Spread my wide shoulders across the great bayou. I see the gators basking, lying in the sun. Oh, Chevrolet, you are the one. Hey there, Mr. Mississippi, what's your line? Raising Cain in New Orleans and running all the time. A Chevrolet, make a break with me. A wicked boy like gumbo and laugh in the heat. The levees fall like oak trees when I flex my might. Oh, Chevrolet, run with me tonight, yeah. Hey there, Mr. Mississippi, what's your line? Raising Cain in New Orleans and running all the time. A Chaffalaya, just like the good old days. For the street my wandering and refineries came. I don't need no coaxing, 'cause the time has come. Oh, Chaffalaya, you are the one. Slip over the levee and get ready to run. Chaffalaya, you are the one. I could hear y'all singing along here in little old Lincoln. What a cool thing that is. So, I've got, in spite of everything that's not happening these days, I do have an awful lot going on, it seems like. And one of the projects that I've been lucky enough to be involved with is a project working with wounded warriors, writing songs together to help them reframe their PTSD experiences and sort of rewire how they think about it. And I've been so very fortunate to be able to do this work. My friend Mac Bailey was kind enough to invite me to do it. Mac is a wonderful songwriter, and if I had free hands and could actually reach the computer to do it, I would share the website, which is musictherapyoftherockies.org, I believe. And one of the reasons that I want to tell you about that is because Mac has been doing these retreats with songwriters paired up with wounded warriors, these weekend retreats in Nashville at Amy Grant and Vince Gill's farm, and out in Iowa and Atlanta. And they've done some marvelous work. And Mac is trying to grow this program, the great work that they're doing, to grow this work. And one of the things that he's doing is putting together a compilation CD called Sacrifice. And it's the first in a series, hopefully. And this one is going to help raise funding for the program. It's not a cheap program, and it does an awful lot of good for these vets. And I'm so thrilled not only to get to do the work with Mac, and hopefully Will is still here tonight because I got to write a song with him too. And it's the kind of work that you never imagine yourself doing as a songwriter, and yet you're so grateful when you look back on it and say, wow, I can't wait to do that again. And I sure hope that we get to do it again in person soon. I understand that the Maryland retreats are going to be happening this coming year, so we'll cross our fingers that everything keeps going in that right direction. So of all of the talented songwriters who go to these retreats, and all of the amazing songs that get written in a weekend, because you meet your veteran for a couple hours on the Saturday, and you get to know each other, and then you start sort of playing around with your idea for a song while you're together. But basically, I come back here to my Frankenstein laboratory here in the Make a Living room, and I spend some time trying to figure out how to put that together. And so you show up on Sunday morning with a draft of a song, and you share it with the veteran. And of course, that's a pretty emotional experience for them to hear even the first draft. And then you sort of work it out a little bit, and then you sort of you kind of get it together as best you can, and you do a concert for their family and friends on Sunday night. It's sort of like taking a college class and a final exam all in the same weekend, except it's somebody's life story, and it really matters. The work really matters. It is definitely time to put the sponges in these guitars. The Martin is crying out for water, so I'll have water for me, and hope that by osmosis Anyway, Mac picked one of the songs that I wrote for that album. I consider that an incredible honor, but not as much as getting to tell Alex's story. This is called New Mission. Duty calls in many ways. I chose to serve the fallen and home to Dover Air Force Base, awaiting love's final calling. Do your job, get each detail right, and honor guarded with all my might. 'Cause I'm gonna make sure that you get home. These eyes have seen families cry. These arms bear the reasons why. This heart that survives somehow to take a new mission now. This is my mission now. Didn't know why they'd haunt my dreams, till I found that I was falling, wrapped up in an angel's wings. When my death came calling, she said, my love keeps your heart held tight, an honor guarded with all my might. And I'm gonna make sure that you're okay. These eyes have seen families cry. These arms bear the reasons why. This heart that survives somehow to take a new mission now. For this is my mission now. Baby boy sleeps gently. He wears mi abuelo's name. Now this grandfather's aching heart, once again broken open and changed. Family is everything to me, a love I guard with all that I can be. I'm gonna make sure you're safe each night. These eyes have seen families cry. These arms bear the reasons why. This heart that survives somehow to take a new mission now. For this is my mission now. To take a new mission now. For this is my mission now. New Mission and all the other songs on Sacrifice. You can learn a whole lot more about that project. Very cool project at musictherapyoftherockies.org. Bless Mac for all the work that he's doing, but especially I'm so very grateful on this night when gratitude and remembrance are so important to me. The gratitude that each of these vets was able to get the help they needed to be here now. Their lives matter. A whole lot of stuff matters these days. Sometimes it's hard to keep that in mind. Every now and then I sort of take a little break from electronic everything. I go for my walk every day for a couple miles down the gravel roads here and see my neighbors, and some of them have dogs and some of them don't. And some of them vote different ways than I do and some of them don't. And some of them live in nice houses and some of them don't. And it doesn't seem to really matter all that much because we're human to human, passing each other and like, hey, how are you? You know, even that simple gesture, that simple act of being in 3D and living Technicolor with someone, even outdoors, to be able to be in person and be present in person feels so very important these days. I have missed being present in person with you from coast to coast. I have missed those moments between the shows, the moments after the shows. The moments from the stage matter too, but the moments that keep me going are the moments in between, and those I miss most of all. So, I'm here for another year. You do it too. Let's do that, shall we? Cheers to your good health and better company. And most especially to never losing faith that good things will always still matter. Rush hour traffic going nowhere. The merge becomes a contact sport. Frustration boiling over. Tempers growing short. The suited man bucks the trend at the toll booth. Lets the grandmother in. He knows the people that we share the road with have loved ones waiting just like him. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter, each and every one. Good things matter, no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Tear streak boy behind a playground fence, with teams picked, game in full swing. His braces hold him back from what his glasses show. He is not good at this thing, but the bigger boy who plays a game with natural skill and grace says, here's my bat, take my place. He knows the final score is more than runs across the plate by the pinch hitter's smiling face. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter, each and every one. Good things matter, no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Linger for the old one's words. Let a child know she's been heard. Ask a wallflower to dance. Give mistakes a second chance. Smile at strangers on the street. Share the table where you eat. Leave the extra change behind. Fight fear, let color shine. Kind words to chase the gray. Things are hard, find a way. It all comes back someday. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter, each and every one. Good things matter, no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Good things matter. I heard y'all singing along to that too. This internet thing is getting better by the day. I'm so happy. I know that is a favorite for a lot of you, and I really appreciate you doing that and singing along, even though I really can't hear you. But in my head I can, and that's good enough. So I told you that I was going to be a little bit daring tonight. You know, there is living the safe life, and then there's taking chances, and there's doing things that are creatively and artistically satisfying. I know that some of you are aware that I've been working on a pandemic project from my wild rock and roll youth. These guys, once upon a time, in a little town in eastern Connecticut, these lads wrote songs. We were 20 when we first started working on the Calm Before the Storm album. And we did this. This was our last show. These are some shots from our last show from a video. And this was 1987, so I was in my very early 20s. And we'd written an entire album's worth of material, and we broke up after that show. And we went our separate ways and did other things for a little while. And 2 years later, a friend of ours had a 4-track cassette machine and invited us into his studio to record. And so 3 of us, the drummer, Matt Bully, the singer, Chris Gursky, who was the best man at my wedding, and I at his, and I went into the studio, and we laid down all 11 songs, and it's rock and roll. It's hard rock and roll. It's not soft. It's not mellow. I'd like to think it's kind of good. So we've been in the studio with a miracle. Basically, we recorded that 4-track cassette, got supplanted by an 8-track reel-to-reel machine midway through the sessions, and all of a sudden we had twice as much room to record guitars and vocals and all this other stuff. And when we finished it up, we did the best we could, and it got left alone basically for 32 years. Now, I had gotten those tapes transferred. I went and visited the engineer who had moved to South Carolina. I visited Pat and Maura on a tour in 2002 and transferred them onto my sort of proprietary format Roland digital thing. And I was like, I can do editing. I can do all this stuff. It's so cool. And I thought, oh, well, this is going to be great. And so I called Matt on my way back, and I left a voicemail for him. And little did I know that he was in the hospital and would pass away a few days later from a lung infection. So that sort of took the wind out of my sails for a lot of years. So this pandemic, it's like I don't have any ounce of creativity in me any place, but there is this project from my past. And Dustin Delage, bless Dustin Delage. Dustin has recorded my last couple of albums for me. He is Stephanie's son, so he and Stephanie and Les and Lisa and I worked together a lot, starting with One Virginia Night. Dustin did all the recording for Treasures in My Chest, and he's a rock guy, and he's a drummer. And bless his heart, he said, I want to help you make this project happen. And now we're nearly done. And those kids in those pictures sound pretty damn good. That Nor'easter project, the website to learn more about it and to read more of the story and to hear some of the songs as they start popping up, which is going to be really soon. The website is actually nor'easter.rocks. Why every hard rock band doesn't have a .rocks website, I'll never know, but there it all is. And so I decided that tonight I wanted to dare myself to try and play one of those songs. Now, I didn't do the singing. That was Senor Gursky's department. For me, I just played a lot of guitar, and I played the bass on the recording too. So I decided that I would work up a version of it, and we'll see how well it goes. I certainly can't do it in the same key that we did it back then, but it's an acoustic guitar and not double kicks and electric guitars through Marshall stacks and all the rest of it. But if you've never heard it, it's a taste for you. Calm Before the Storm.
Winter rising over the North Atlantic Sea. Feel the weather brewing now, it's cold and blustery. Watch the clouds block the glare of the setting sun. Thunderbolts crackling in the east. Mother Nature loosed the beast upon mankind. of an ancient fisherman. Waves crash down on the sand. Death will take your hand if you stay. In the calm before the storm, it won't hold back for long. Waves crashing down, run for your life. Calm before the storm, the wave is sure to ruin. Mother Nature proves her mastery. Control his destiny, but the north wind still blows as she pleases. Do you dare upset the natural ordering? Lightning bolts are real, coming forth to deal with all their might. In the calm before the storm, it won't hold back for long. Waves crashing down, run for your life. Calm before the storm, the wave is sure to ruin. Mother Nature proves her mastery. Watery grave is made. Cruel wind and water take my life. Fool not with the power of the nor'easterly, my lad. Wind and waves crash down. Death will take your town if you stay. In the calm before the storm, it won't hold back for long. Waves crashing down, run for your life. Calm before the storm, the wave is sure to ruin. Mother Nature proves her mastery. Your mastery. Probably the first and the last time you'll hear me play it solo. But I thought it would be kind of cool to do something a little different that I have not done for you ever before at one of my holiday vidcasts or anything else. So it's Christmas, and that does mean that I should play some sort of Christmas song. And I thought about it for a while today, what I wanted to do, and I just sort of stumbled into it. Sometimes I get inspiration for these things in sort of blind luck. And of course, it's been a bit of an emotional experience for me seeing the Beatles Get Back documentary. I know a lot of people have seen it. For me, it's kind of personal because that's some of the first music that I really remember my dad's band picking apart down in the basement. And I
to the songs on that particular album, the Let It Be album. Those were the first ones. I had the 45 of Get Back with Don't Let Me Down as the B-side of it. And I thought, how cool it was. I knew all the words, and I played that record over and over. And I remember little me coming out for breakfast one morning and finding that the headline on the newspaper said the Beatles announced their breakup. And I guess I always had hoped, like hundreds of millions of people, that there would be an opportunity that they would get back together. And of course, John Lennon's untimely death just a few days ago, December 8th in 1980, meant that would never happen. And John Lennon left a mark on the world, as did Paul McCartney and George Harrison and Ringo Starr, but it felt like the right thing to do tonight to play John Lennon's Christmas song for you. Now, I don't have the choir of kids to do it with me, so I'm going to ask your indulgence about that. But I would like you to do me a favor. We're all dealing with a lot of loss, and I would love to know in the chat, while I'm playing this song, let me know who you'd like me to remember the next time we're sitting around our table, because I would like to know who is on your heart this holiday season. I'm very glad that you are here, and I'm here, and we are here together tonight. It means the world to me. But that doesn't mean that we can't acknowledge those who aren't too. So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young, and a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, for rich and the poor ones. The war's been so long, and so happy Christmas for black and for white, yellow and red ones. Send all the fight, and a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so happy Christmas. And what have we done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so happy Christmas. We hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas. Thank you all for sharing. I hold your beloveds here in my heart and in the candle. Somehow or other, every year brings surprises at the holiday season. I'm a believer that there will be good surprises mixed in with all of the things that we lament and all of the things that we grieve and the things that we miss. There are special treasures too. The fact that I get to share in this way with you tonight means the world to me. Despite the fact that the tree is not decorated with all of the usual ornaments simply to keep it from turning into a kitten toy, it smells lovely in here. The richness of the scent and the simplicity and the lights remind me that we don't need much at this time of year if we have each other. And we have all of these ways that we can stay connected to each other. So, for the last of it, to you, for being here. You deserve a participation trophy for getting this far. And I look forward to seeing you in person. I look forward to that happening sooner rather than later. I'm going to leave you tonight with a thought. It's funny how things pop up today. I follow a lot of people who are just sort of positive thinkers on Facebook and Twitter because I want that kind of joy and that thoughtfulness in my life. And in the midst of the season of counting all of the dollars, pounds, calories, and all the rest of it, to stop to take a moment to count the things that matter. And then we just happened out on our walk today to see Susan Rickard coming out of the Quaker meeting today, and it was lovely to see her. So I thought tonight I would close with a song that her husband Johnny wrote, and I wrote the bridge too, so I get a little co-writing credit, but he's the one with the wisdom to know that this, and all of the seasons, but especially this one, it is time to count your blessings. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Count the good deeds that you've done. Lend your hand to help someone. St. Peter's got his list, he is checking everyone. Count the good deeds that you've done. In spite of all your troubles, all you need is on your back. Believe in all your blessings, don't worry about all your lack. Count the lessons you learn each day. Let them guide you, show you the way. Follow wise words, you won't go astray. Count the lessons you learn each day. Count your blessings, don't count
count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Oh, count your blessings, don't count your gold.
And with that, friends, I beg no more indulgence of you in your time during the season of busyness. I am very grateful that you came over tonight to sit by our tree, to enjoy a little candlelight and some songs and some stories, and to help me through this holiday season too. It's been a pretty rough haul for all of us, and I am very, very grateful. I am so grateful that the beloved cousins who gave me this guitar have stayed up into the wee hours in Northern Ireland tonight to be here with us. Eileen, it was lovely to actually see and hear you this morning. I watched the whole thing, and it was lovely to hear your voice and to see the smile. To all of you who came tonight, thank you for all of those donations that you have put in the ye old mortgage bucket. Thank you for that. I am looking forward to getting back out and doing the things that are part of my normal life and livelihood part of my life. For now, I am very grateful that we're able to do this thing that we have done now 12 years in a row. I do not intend to give this up even if people get Zoom fatigued, simply because I will never grow fatigued of having a way to connect with you wherever in the world you are. So for all of that, I am super grateful. I do have things coming up pretty soon. I don't have a card for it, but I'm doing a live stream for Focus Music on January 8th. I will be in Winchester, Virginia for First Night. I have not done a First Night since our First Night Leesburg stopped happening a decade ago, and I have missed it, and I am really looking forward to it. And I will be doing some in-person stuff here, there, and everywhere, a little bit down in the Southern Appalachians in April, as well as up to New England. And I'm just crossing my fingers that everything starts to get back towards normal. May next year will be a very different year than this one. And if you're needing a reminder about the holiday shopping thing, you can do all of that too. I'm happy to help you. If you want me to do something special, like make a video for somebody, or of a song, or some lessons or something, that's all cool too. Drop me a line. Happy to do it. If you want a unique gift, I would love to do that. But the book, the album, Treasures in My Chest, or any of the other CDs are all available, and I am happy to have it. It warms my heart to see your faces. Every time your names pop up, there are your faces. From Pittsburgh to Placerville, from Connecticut to Colorado, and every place in between. I am absolutely thrilled that y'all came over tonight. So with that, I will say a very Merry Christmas to you, and to all of us, a much better new year. Stay safe. I hope that everywhere that you want to be, you get to go. Remember that the world is watching us. And I look forward to seeing you on Facebook. I'll drop by my Facebook page for a little while. If anybody would like to chat for a little bit, it'd be lovely. Amy, Betsy, Debbie, so many old friends here tonight too. Chris, a dram to you all. Salute. May everyone have a wonderful Christmas. Take good care of your good selves, and I will see you soon.